is the Lewis and Clark Expedition by Isabel Lochner,
Paige Silberger,
Shreya Srinivasan, and Sarah Hastings. This is a story about discoveries, about friendships and alliances. This is the story of Lewis and Clark.
Sacagawea. I'm Clark.
It all started when President Jefferson made a big decision and put his faith into two very reliable men to find out more about the western land they had just bought through the Louisiana Purchase and to find a passage to the Pacific Ocean.
William Clark, would you like to go on my expedition to the west? I would be honored. Let's run into the sunset.
The Louisiana Purchase was a purchase made by Thomas Jefferson in 1803 for only $15 million that doubled the size of the United States. They bought the French land between the Mississippi River and the Rocky Mountains. Now let's take a look at their journey. It started in January of 1803 when the President asked Congress to fund a small expedition in the West. He asked Meriwether Lewis to lead his expedition. Jefferson thought that he was good for the part because he was careful and was used to the woods. Meriwether chose William Clark as his co-captain. Together they were supposed to explore the Missouri River and create peaceful relationships with the Native Americans that they met. They had to prepare a lot for this trip. One of the men on their expedition, York, is possibly one of the first African American men to cross the country. Now the group, including skilled frontiersmen and interpreters. One of the interpreters was Sacagawea and became very useful on their journey.
Sacagawea.
Sacagawea, would you like to go on our expedition to the west and join us? Jai-ho and I-ho.
Jai-ho. The tree! It's good fiber. Eat it.
Okay.
Yummy, yummy.
The expedition traveled to the lands of Mandan and Sioux, up the Missouri River. While there, they met Sacagawea and her husband, a French fur trader who lived with the Mandan tribe. Sacagawea was pregnant when Lewis and Clark met her.
Baby!
Mommy!
The group left from St. Louis of present-day Missouri. She gave birth during the expedition. While carrying a child, she acted as a translator, helped provide food, and was a friend to Lewis and Clark. While Lewis and Clark were on their journey, they kept journals describing the people, places, and animals they came upon.
A chugga-wugga-ding-dong!
That looks like squirrel prints to me.
Chugga-wugga-ding-dong!
Well, what are we waiting? Let's go get it!
Squirrel.
Slow down.
Sacagawea! Look! What is that? A chugga-wugga-ding-dong!
I think it's a squirrel.
When they got to the Great Plains, Lewis saw many different types of animals that he'd never seen before, like buffalo, elk, deer, and antelopes, feeding in the same pasture. They also included many dangers of the journey.
Here, go.
They had many conflicts with American Indians and many stories of sickness. When they came across the Rocky Mountains, the giant snow-capped mountain range worried and yet at the same time amazed. But luckily for them, the leader of the Shoshone who lived around there was Sacagawea's brother. He gave them horses and a guide to lead them on their expedition. After they crossed the mountains, Lewis and Clark followed the Columbia River, which nowadays is the border between Oregon and Washington. On November 7th of 1805, Clark saw the Pacific Ocean. In March 1806, they set home. They arrived home in late September 1806. Many people from the town came to greet them when they arrived.
I'm so tired and thirsty and hungry.
I know.
Oh my God! When are we going to see the Pacific Ocean?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, let's look.
I see the Pacific Ocean.
Even though they did not find a river route across the west to the Pacific Ocean, they learned a lot about the western lands and passed across the Rockies. They also made friends with a lot of Native American tribes. Therefore, a lot of people consider their journey a great success.
Take 2.
Let's hug me, brother. Yeah. Writing in your journal, Lewis.
Well, I'm just writing about the new stuff we haven't seen yet, like the elk and buffalo and
The Chuckawucka
hey,
Ding Dong.
that's pretty private.
Or a squirrel.
Yeah, that squirrel we hunted, that was pretty delicious with some butter, fried at 365 degrees.
I know, right? That was amazing.
with some French fries. You take off my mustache, I'll take off yours.
Okay, it's oh, dude. Ah!
That was a mustache taken.
No? Let's celebrate.
Yeah.
Okay, this is it's gonna hurt. 1, 2.
My baby. Okay. Fiber.
Okay.
Here, bite it off.
Scrumptious.